Good evening, Mr. Buzz 1151.
Well, here's old Buzz back with a new project. You're looking at a 1933 or 34 Philco model 84B. Now I picked this up on eBay. Here's the original ad. I paid 75 bucks plus postage.
What?
The cabinet on this radio is in pretty good shape. I don't know about the chassis. We'll have to take a look at that. This does have some damage here. This is very rotten grill cloth coming apart. Looks like the speaker has got a hole in it. But for its age, the cabinet is in great shape. Unlike the previous Atwater Kent, I don't see any damage to the veneer here. It's not flaking off, except I did find there's a little piece up here that needs to be glued, but other than that, it looks pretty good.
Excellent.
I'm going to save that piece. Let's just turn it around here.
Oh, how nice.
Nice. There you go. This is a 4-tube radio. I was looking at the power cord here. Looks like they're using some type of a 220 plug. Is that right?
Don't ask me, I don't know.
I don't know if that's original. Probably not.
No, probably not.
The cloth on this is all crumbling. We're just going to cut that. And we'll put a new cord on that before we test it. It looks like a pretty simple set. We're going to have to test the transformer on here and see if it's any good. Also the speaker. Hopefully it'll work. 'Cause I'm going to power this up as soon as we check it out. There's a sticker up here. Let's take a look at that. This looks like some type of a service sticker. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Let's flip that around so we can read it. Looks like there's a phone number there. Jackson 9885. Electrical appliance. Does that say gifts? Sale service. 1072 University, San Diego, California. That's where the radio was located, down in Southern California there. So maybe that's why it's in such good condition. They don't have the humidity like they do in the East, which creates havoc on the veneer.
Peekaboo!
The tuning capacitor is nice and loose.
I'm as loose as a goose.
Let's hope this speaker's good. Looks like there's a dead bug in there. Let's see if we can see that. Looks like that's the carcass of a spider.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Let me see if I can take out the chassis and we'll see what's been done to this. These knobs look original.
The original?
Most original.
Stuck?
That one's stuck on there. I'm gonna have to get that out of there.
Huh?
Wasn't too bad. Looks like there's 3 screws here, so let's take it out.
Goodness me, what a time we're having.
Looks like an original screw. Looks like the speaker is hardwired in there. I'll have to take the speaker out. Well, I got 3 screws off. There's 1 left. So let's get it out of there.
You have just ignored everything I've ever taught you.
There it is. except for that big hole there.
So what made you do such a thing?
They don't look half bad. Okay, here we go. Who knows how many years this has been since it's seen the light of day here.
Who knows?
So let's just flip it up here.
Here we go, folks.
A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Holy mackerel.
Is that all there is to it?
Not much to it, huh? So it's not going to take much to get this going. Hopefully the coils are good.
Hopefully.
If not, we'll deal with it. Right here is the field coil. It's 1140 ohms, according to the schematic. And over here is the output transformer, and it's showing 400 ohms. So let's go ahead and take some measurements. We'll just hook up one clip here. Now we should get either 1100 ohms for the field coil or around 400 ohms for the output transformer. So let's try this one here. 425 ohms is the output transformer. Yay, it's good. Okay, the next one here, I'm a little bit nervous. On the Atwater Kent, remember I had an open field coil, I had to rewind it. So let's test it here. Hopefully this will read 1100 ohms. Come on baby, be there. 1142. Whew. So that's good news. You got a good speaker here. Let's move on to the windings of the power transformer and see if that's any good. Okay, this radio uses 4 tubes. For the audio stage, it uses a 42 tube back here.
What's that?
These 2 tubes here are 77 tubes. And I believe this one is the detector oscillator tube.
Huh?
And this one here is the second detector.
Huh?
For the rectifier, it uses an 80. So what I want to do is remove the rectifier tube, and we're going to check the windings on the transformer through the socket here. We'll also check the windings for the 6.3 volts. Let's check those. Okay, this is the 80 tube socket. So we're going to test the windings for the 5 volts, which is pins 1 and 4, which is this one is 1, and this one is 4. We should get a low reading here. 0.8 ohms. That's good. Now the critical one here is the high voltage winding, which is pins 2 and 3. There's pins 2 and 3. We should get a reading here. 401 ohms.
Good.
That's good. This is the socket for the 77 tube. Now we want to check the 6.3 winding, and it's pins 1 and 6. 1.1 ohms. So that winding is good. Let's flip the chassis over and check the coils. Okay, the first thing I want to check is the oscillator coil, which is this one here. Now I've got this yellow clip here grounded, so we should see continuity on one side of the coil here. So let's try this pin here. Get a good connection there. Okay, we got 4.1 ohms. So that part of the coil is good. Now the other side of the coil is either this pin or this pin. Let's try this one.
Oh dear.
Nothing there. Let's try this side.
Oh, dear me.
I was afraid of that. I've been reading a lot about this Model 84. Seems the oscillator coil is usually bad. So that looks like...
Oh, that's bad.
You got a bad part of the coil.
Rats.
But there is a fix for that. You can't rewind that. Let's move over to the antenna coil, which is the ground here. So we should see some continuity over here.
Yippee!
3.9 ohms. And I was looking at this. The other pin here is just flopping in the wind.
I'm as loose as a goose.
Although I can see a wire connected to it. Looks like the terminal had broken off from the base of the coil here. So let's see if this is any good here.
Hopefully, the coil is good.
Yes!
7.2 ohms. The antenna coil is good. I'm just going to have to glue and secure that terminal back to where it belongs. So we're going to have to take this oscillator coil out and check it closely, and maybe we're going to have to rewind that. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to take out the oscillator coil. So there's one screw here. I don't know if this just pulls out. Yeah, it does. We'll have to snip the wires. We'll cut the green wire here. We'll cut this, looks like a tan wire here. And this white wire here. And this other tan wire next to it. And that should come out, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Let's clear off the bench and take a look at this real close. Oh, there it is.
This looks like a job for the Scarlet of Pumpernickel.
I don't see anything obvious. Here's where the wire connects to this terminal here. It goes down here, and I think it goes over here, and it begins right about here. So let's unwind that. You can see it right there. Oh, that little piece just broke off.
Oops.
I think you're gorgeous, you're charming, darling, you're perfect, and then some. You got me dazzled and frantic, excited, romantic, and then some. I used to think I was cold as could be, but I'll agree, the joke is on me. Quick as a wink, I knew I had it bad. If love can drive you crazy, then I wanna go mad, I wanna go mad. I'll kiss you, caress you, spoil you, and yes you, and then some. I'll be your shadow, your slavey, your army and navy, and then some. I cross my heart, I'll be yours from tonight. You've got me right under your thumb. 'Cause you're gorgeous, you're charming.
There's 3 wires here, which have a break in there. One of them was the wire I was unwinding. The other one is this one. See that? And the third wire is over here. See that? So I'm going to unwind the rest, measure the wire, and see how long it was. Then we'll put a new wire on there. This top portion of this coil had what it looks like a piece of plastic. See that? So I was thinking about replacing that and put a new one in. Okay, since I took this thing off, I'm just going to use a piece of tape and wrap it around there. Okay, I've got the wire, the long wire that I took off, plus these pieces here. Let's just go over this and measure it. So you got 12 inches there, and 12 there. It's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. This piece is 30 inches. Let's measure these pieces here. Say 33, 36, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, we'll say 45, 46, 47, we'll just say 48 or 49 is what we need. I'm going to measure the coil wire I just took off with the calipers. We'll just see how much it is. Here, about 3/1000ths of an inch. Now this is the only wire I've got. Let's see what this is. About 5/1000ths of an inch. Now I don't know how critical that is, but I'm going to go ahead and use this. If this doesn't work, I can always go to a different gauge. But let's wind that coil. This should be interesting. Don't go away. I'm going to use 1/2 of the buzz winder. I've got this end soldered on here. So this thing originally came down here. I didn't have any double-sided tape. I just used the sticky side and bent the ends over. I actually can't see shit. Excuse my French.
Watch your language.
Because the camera's in the way.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright summer day when I kissed you and called you?
I don't think I'm doing too good here.
Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome?
It's getting sloppy.
Beautiful.
It's just pitiful. This is where I marked it at 48 inches. So I can tie it off here. Right here on the ground. I'm probably gonna do this again because this sucks.
It's true.
Well, the second time was the charm.
There! Good as new!
I think it looks pretty good.
Not bad.
The only thing I did wrong was on the side I started it with, I buried the wire underneath.
Huh?
I don't know if that's gonna make any difference. I do have continuity. Let me show you. Well, let's use the little tester here. It says 2 ohms, 0.01 millihenries. Okay, let's check the other side. That's the side that was already good. We'll just check it for millihenries. 3.2 ohms, 0.12 millihenries. So I think that coil might work. What do you think?
No way, Jose!
No? Oh, you're booing me, huh?
Come on, man.
I did the best I could. I have installed the oscillator coil in here. Hooked up the new wires.
It looks pretty good.
I installed 2 electrolytic caps. I'm just putting these in parallel with the old ones.
What?
Now, I have not changed any resistors or any other components in here. So I'm going to try this with everything original.
Woohoo!
You know what this means, huh?
Buzz, that radio won't work. I'll bet you $1 it doesn't work.
Oh yeah? I'll take that bet.
Hey, Babalugas, we got a bet here.
And I'll just take these out of here. Just in case you're right. And the radio goes up in flames. I don't want to waste $2.
Oh, brother.
Okay. How many people out there are rooting for old Buzz, huh? Because I don't think anybody's rooting for Dickel.
Not me.
Okay, you know the drill here.
A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Now I've got all original tubes in here except for the rectifier. We had an open rectifier tube. I don't have a tube tester to test these weird pin tubes. I just checked the heater pins, and these 3 have continuity, and the rectifier was open, so I put a new one on here. So let's put the Variac hot.
Okay, let's do it.
Box is hot. We got the speaker here. I've got an antenna hooked up to it. So this is the B plus hooked up to the field coil. Make sure this is all the way down. Turn this on. And let's put some juice to it. Go up to 30 volts.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't see any current draw. This says 30 volts. This is the volts going into the radio. Look at that. That's DC volts on the B plus. At 30 volts. Look. You see that? The light's on. Let's go about 50 volts. Now you can see that lit. $152. I think the B plus is supposed to be around 250 volts. Let's go up to about 70 volts. Feels cool. Hey, I can hear the speaker. Hear that? Wow. Let's go up to 90 volts. Hope we get some squealing out of these things. These Philcos are notorious for motorboating and squealing like hell, so.
Yes! Oh, brilliant!
Whoa, original components.
Please feel free to bask in my glow.
Don't get too much on it.
Thinking at the time, a lot of pretty reasonable thinkers at the time said, look, this is not good. Let's get together and have these...
1934 radio working with all the original components.
A wonderful, a wonderful.
Show that's real. It's the Brian Kilman Show. Welcome back, everybody. So last night I was at the Auschwitz dinner, and some of the people there, I mean, of course, Greg Kelly, the great commissioner, New York City Police Commissioner.
I'm $2 richer. Thank you, Dickel.
Oh, crap.
Jacques was there in great spirits. Politician James, the Attorney General, who took out, by doing a thorough investigation.
This, put it up to about 110. We're drawing, just a little under half an amp.
Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska is on the Armed Services, Commerce, Science, Transportation Committee, and the Veterans Affairs Committee. But most importantly, you worked under Secretary of State.
323 volts, B+.
What is it like working with her day to day?
Well, you know, I worked at the National Security Council staff when she was...
Let's just inspect the bottom here.
Be careful.
The resistors are this warm.
Oh, why do I fix everything I touch?
I think we're okay under here. What do you know? My crappy winding of the oscillator coil is good.
You're darn tootin'. Yes, sirree, Bob.
Let's see if I can play an old song on this thing. Sounds pretty good. Who knows how many years this has been sitting in a dark basement or dark attic, and it's come to life again. I didn't change anything except added a couple electrolytics and maybe a tube. Fantastic. Sounds pretty good even with a big hole in the speaker.
If only this radio could talk.
I'm not talking to
you bitch!
Not bad for an 87-year-old radio. Transformer's cool. Tubes aren't overly warm. So that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I had a good time. This is Bozz 1151. Stay tuned for Fright Night with Dickel F. Lockett. Good night, everybody.
I bid you welcome to Halloween Fright Night, where I, your host, Dickel F. Lockett, take you into a terrifying, macabre, grotesque, and ghastly world of evil. Tonight's short film was shot in the late 1960s by Buzz's older brother, Bozz, starring himself and Buzz's other brother, Bizz. Here it is, The Portrait. Watch it at your own risk. This will be a thriller.
Stop staring. Cheater. Cheater. Cheater.
I hate you, Uncle. Welcome home, Uncle. Huh?
home, nephew.
Well, well, well. I see you all have survived. Until next time, happy Halloween!